Have you ever wondered why popcorn pops? Each kernel of corn contains a small amount of water trapped inside. When heated, the water turns into steam. This increases the internal pressure, pushing against the walls until the kernel explodes, forming a fluffy white cloud. But how is popcorn made? Discover the secret behind movie theater popcorn and what makes it so delicious. The United States is the largest producer of popcorn in the world, with most of it coming from the Midwest. The unique flavor of popcorn lies in the kernels that grow exclusively in the Corn Belt region. This area offers the perfect climate and soil conditions for growing the only variety of corn that pops, known as Simms Berta. This type of corn is distinguished by its shape and grain characteristics. The kernels are smaller and harder, with a shell tough enough to withstand the pressure of internal steam until it bursts, revealing the fluffy starch inside. Farmers in this region have perfected growing and harvesting techniques to produce kernels with the ideal moisture level and a durable yet flexible shell, allowing the corn to pop and expand into fluffy popcorn when heated. Popcorn production begins in the spring, when kernels are planted to be harvested in late summer or early fall. Every year, a company plants 100 million popcorn kernels. The key to great popcorn lies in the Midwest soil and conditions. Its moderate temperatures and abundant rainfall are ideal for growing corn. The corn from this region has an optimal moisture level and a perfect texture for germination and growth. The kernels must fully mature on the plant to develop the necessary hardness in their shells. Once the kernels reach maturity, the cobs are left to dry on the plant, reducing the grain's moisture. When harvest time comes, a harvester removes the kernels from the cob. The kernels are then stored in large containers, where their moisture levels are monitored using sensors. For corn to pop, it must have a specific moisture content, typically between 13% and 14%. If the kernel is too dry, it won't pop well and might remain as an unpopped kernel, commonly referred to as rocks in the package. If the kernel has too much moisture, it might pop unevenly. At harvest, corn contains 16% to 20% moisture. That's slightly high, so it's conditioned in massive containers where hot air is pumped through it to speed up the drying process. Once the kernels reach the proper moisture level, they go through a grading process using machines that separate them by size, shape, color, and cleanliness. Defective or undersized kernels are used as animal feed. In the factory, kernels pass through sieves with different mesh sizes to remove any foreign material like dust, small stones, or plant debris. The sieves are designed to allow only kernels of a specific size to pass through, ensuring uniformity. Next, the kernels go through an air aspiration process to remove fine particles like dust or loose husks. This is done using ventilation systems that suck up any light particles, leaving the kernels clean and ready for the next step. This phase ensures no residue remains that could affect the flavor or texture of the popcorn. The cleaned and sorted kernels are transported to the popping machine, specifically designed to pop kernels efficiently and evenly. It's time to test the production sample. Half a kilo of kernels is poured into the machine with a little oil. The drum heats the oil to about 180 degrees Celsius. As the drum rotates, the kernels are stirred and exposed to heat, allowing the temperature and oil to be evenly distributed. When the drum reaches 230 degrees Celsius, the water inside the kernel starts to evaporate. As heat penetrates the kernel, the water inside turns to steam, increasing internal pressure. Once the pressure inside the kernel reaches its limit, it explodes, creating popcorn. As the pressure rises, the kernels pop, flipping inside out. This reveals the starchy part of the kernel and creates a fluffy white cloud. This method produces popcorn with a slightly crunchier texture and makes it easier to add flavors. To pass the quality test, popcorn must expand to 44.5 times its original volume. The tester loads the popcorn into a measured tube, and this batch is just right. As you can see, a tiny kernel can yield a lot, from the size of a pea to a fluffy treat in just minutes. The grated kernels are packaged and shipped to different markets, including movie theaters and supermarkets. But what's the secret to movie theater popcorn's delicious flavor? Theaters receive popcorn in large bags and store it in a cool, dry place, as excessive humidity or heat can affect its ability to pop properly. The popcorn machine at the theater is specialized equipment capable of producing large quantities in just a few minutes. These machines include a container where the corn, oil, and seasonings are placed. Before each batch, the staff checks and cleans the machine to ensure no residue from the previous batch alters the flavor. The machine is preheated to the necessary temperature, around 180 to 220 degrees Celsius, to ensure the corn pops quickly and evenly. Oil is then added to the machine, a critical step for achieving the distinctive flavor and helping the kernels pop uniformly. The type of oil varies, but many theaters use palm oil for its flavor and ability to withstand high temperatures without burning. A precise amount of oil is added to the container. This oil not only enhances the flavor but also helps distribute the heat evenly among the kernels. Next, a butter-flavored seasoning is added to enhance the signature taste of popcorn. Once the oil reaches the right temperature, the kernels are poured into the hot container. Upon contact with the oil, the kernels heat quickly. Maintaining a consistent temperature is crucial so all the kernels pop at the same rate, preventing some from burning while others remain unpopped. The popcorn machine has a stirrer that continuously moves the kernels and popcorn, ensuring even heat distribution and preventing sticking. Most kernels pop quickly, filling the machine with ready-to-eat popcorn. During this process, the sound of popping kernels is common. When the popping sound diminishes, it signals that most of the kernels have popped. Fine salt is then added to the popcorn to enhance the flavor. Fine salt is used to ensure an even taste. Once the popcorn is ready, it falls into a tray at the base of the machine, which has a heated surface to keep the popcorn fresh and crunchy until served. Many machines include ventilation to prevent the popcorn from retaining moisture, keeping it crispy. This also spreads the aroma, attracting customers to the theater. The staff stirs the popcorn to keep it warm and prevent clumping. This ensures every customer receives a bucket of warm, fluffy, and delicious popcorn, enhancing their movie-going experience. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it with someone who might find it interesting. Also, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications to keep learning.